To you. Are you ready to take part of this billion? Yes? And now I address to the other 80%, because if they also make 80%, this will be incredibly cool. That is why I address to you. Are you ready to become part of something great? Could you hear me? Once again, are you ready? And that is why next year I am firmly convinced we will only have VIP seats. However, in order for you to deep down the atmosphere of yesterday, before we talk about the billion and before you understand what each of you has to do, I want to again dive you into the yesterday, just a couple of hours ago. And let us see how great it was yesterday. Look at the screen. Stop, stop. Here it is. Do not sleep. That was really something incredible. That is really cool. You know how beautiful is the company you are working in. You are so lucky to be here. Once each of you were praying and asking for something incredible to happen to you. Something unusual. To earn more, to travel more. In one word, to enjoy this life. You were really asking for this. And once you met APL company, everyone had the time of their own. But today, I would like us to renew. I would like us to get back to zero. I wish every one of you to get to zero and start acting as if you have just signed the contract with the APL. As if just today is the starting point for your big start. Forget your experience that you had for a year or 2 or 3, 5 or 10 years. I want namely today, in this room, you would say, yes, I will be part of something big, something large scale, because I have to be successful. I am deemed to be successful. And if you want to be successful, do this, because my energy is enough for all of you. My energy is sufficient for your people. I'm ready to share this energy. I'm ready to share my vision, because I understand which countries we are going to reveal after 1 month. which product we will give you this day. And this year was not simple, but it was a triumphant. And we have launched 2 more products. The first product is like hype. In the USA, at each and every corner, when I was sitting in America for the last 2 years, everywhere you can buy CBD products. And I thought, what is this? I started looking through this theme very attentively, and I realized that the products which contains marijuana is great, and now they say that we sell this. Well, we no longer talk about this. Let's see a video of our new product, Happy. When you have anxious, it's not enough just to calm down. It's enough just to get rid of autopilot mode. Now you have to concentrate here and right now. And this product, Happy, is capable of making your life better and happy and more special. Now you can get concentrated and live consciously to get focused on real life. Your life is developing so strivingly. We want to improve your life. You will be able to calmly react to your environment. Happy is the main product of your life. So, this is one of the 2 products we have started this year, and I'm firmly convinced that whoever tried it, you already understand that there are no analogs in the world. And this is the product that each of us needs each and every day. Think about the money. You're talking about this. And the product which sells itself. All our 17 products are unique. And air, well, you understand, I cannot tell a lot from this stage. Let the video tell for itself.
Разбудим немножко их.
So right now we can see this is quite extraordinary plant, and this is something that was grown in Australia. So it helps to improve your immunity and to stay stronger. Breathe normally right now. So it is just as simple as that. So you can see this kind of drops, and you can take them, and if you really take them, you can improve your health. So you take these drops, count to 5, and then that is absolutely clear what's going to happen next. Just think about that. We have a lot of companies in the markets, but none of the companies actually has this kind of potential that we have right now. Yes, it has been discussed during various events. We are not gonna talk about certain events. We have certain kind of product and it sells itself, and time is ripe for us to right now to do something about our own selves. And if you are persuaded and you believe in that, just like I am, then you really can make a difference. And I would like to do this kind of difference. So what is the difference between people who are sitting right now at these tables and people somewhere else? So they take these drops and these dredges and they can help us a lot. I just want to explain what actually motivates me, what makes me stay awakened. It's not just about the sum of money, but it's more like it's a challenge for me, and I really want to do more than someone else. And I can see only one way out to do that. APL. That's how I can do that. So we're going to have quite an intense year, and even though that borders are quite closed, still we will be traveling a lot. And so the first trip will start in 5 days. We will go to Mexico. It's really hot here, but I still want to invite a person who is responsible for this trip to participate in our discussion. As for Mexico, we would like to have a lot of informal discussions there. It's not that easy, but I think that all together we'll be able to participate in our planned events. People from various countries, we will be there to organize different events and forums, just to be there close to each other. And now just to summarize the results of our discussion, I would like to say that yes, we should put some of the major steps that we would like to have on the list. And actually, I made a kind of presentation on a napkin, and I put some of the notes that I wanted to show you, and I just put it down on the napkin. And if we can see that yes, something is really feasible and there are some actions that can be taken, we can really do that. We can do that, and I reflected some of the major steps on a napkin. We're a little bit behind our schedule, and I would like to give the floor to our next speaker. Are you ready to welcome the speaker? So, ladies and gentlemen, we yes here within our timeline, I would like to invite Pavel Kondratiev and Nadezhda Zotova to this stage. Let's talk about our back office and actually people who are responsible for back office. Let's support all those people who are now there. APL, let's give a round of applause to these people. One of the most important things that is needed for people who come up to the stage is microphone. Oh, microphone. You can hear me. Good afternoon, dear friends. This is quite a nervous point, and I really want you to support me, support us. I'm really glad to be here at this stage and to be a part of such a large-scale event. I really want to feel this energy. I would like to thank everyone for such an opportunity to be here today.
And country managers and international leaders and all associates from all over the world. I'm very glad to see you. Сегодня у нас для вас очень много интересной информации, но прежде всего я хотел бы начать с представления одного замечательного человека. Надежда Зотова.
So, managing director of APL. She's a representative of our big family, our big team, and she is working with quite a big number of challenges and problems that we have within the company. Good afternoon, dear partners, dear family, APL. I would like to express my words of gratitude to our audience, and I would like to thank the company for an opportunity to speak in front of you. Actually, I'm overwhelmed with emotions. I would like to congratulate the company, and I would like to say best words to the company. And actually, the 19th of November, this is a special year, a special anniversary where we celebrate visibility. And this year around, it happened to be on the 11th of November. And I'm really glad to be here and to talk about this kind of holiday. So, as for visibility and usability, it's about practicability, and it's also about some other important issues. Pavel, could you please use your clicker and see how it works with the audience? I think that you have already understand that when we can do something very fast and we can do it in the most efficient manner, we understand that it is something that is particularly important for us. In my work, I'm a little bit nervous, but as for my work, I'm trying to do everything I can just to work with digital products. And I was supposed today to talk about some of the updates that were presented in back office. What are we going to talk about today? The first part will be related to back office itself, and the second part you will see how we actually planned our work and how we are going to work with back office and how we're going to do that. It's going to be quite an exclusive part of our work, and you for the first time ever will be able to see what has been done in this domain, and also at the end of our discussion we'll be able to understand how we can participate in the functioning of our back office. So the first part is all about update. I would like to start with the updated design I would like to say a few words about ideology and what was there behind this ideology. We all together, we are trying to find ways to improve our visibility, and we decided to think about our design, and we thought about some environmental issues. I think that the fact that it actually became absolutely natural and quite lightweight, etc., at the same time without losing realistic features of that, it can be used in our practice. On next slide, you can see a screen of authorization, and here you can find information as to how you can actually enter the system. The first point that you can see right now, it's not just about the back office, but also it's about registration. So you can use single window approach to enter the system. But we have united all those features, and I think that is even more important for us. As for point number 3, we have added a special point here regarding social networks. So you just need to pick your networks. After that, you can get registered. But this process has really been speeded up. You don't even imagine, because previously it took so much time to do that. And as for our cooperation with networks, it's a great thing. It has been accomplished. When you go to back office, you can see that there is a different design. Just look at the right-hand side of our resources. And if you look at these schedules, you will see that you can definitely make some of the dates mentioned there. So here you can see your information about your qualification. You can also see your partners. And if you see that some of the partners are a little bit stressed, you can take on initiative and make a real difference to this work. In order to take the right decisions, you need to visualize your data. They should be readable. As for the bonus structure, you can see it not only just in this picture, but also you can see that in dynamics. You can see how the structure and how all those things changed over time. There is one thing that I'm really proud of, especially in our back office. So we receive a lot of information regarding this particular product and how it can be improved, but unfortunately it took us a lot of time to understand how to work with this product, and we decided to select the most interesting things, and we worked on that, and now this is a new store that we have right now.
может быть, сейчас на экране немножко плохо видно, поэтому я пройдусь сейчас по
Probably you cannot see that on the screen right now, and I will go step by step through information that we have right now. One of the most important ideas, is that I go to a store. What do I want to see? I want to see a product that I'd like to buy, and for quite a while there was some problem with logic, but now you enter the store and you can see all the products.
том, что по каждому из них подгружается подробное описание.
And we can see here a full description of all the products. You don't have to go to some different site and to find information about the products elsewhere. No, you can see it right now in the back office, and it works perfectly fine. I think that's going to be quite a useful and important instrument for us.
Вот сверху выделено
At the top, you can see
это действующие промоушены.
some other new changes. We can see promotion that are effective right now, active. So when you go to a store, when you select the product, you will be able to see all the descriptive mechanism and everything regarding this or that product. And you can see how to work with different products. And if you really want to get something, then you need to take this or that step to do that. Well, actually, we wanted our store to be smarter. We wanted it to provide our consumers with some information regarding what can be actually done to get this or that product. Even though that this was complicated a little bit, still we hope that you really like the result that we achieved. I really like that, and I can't just keep on but just talking about this store. We also have information right now regarding our managers and how we are supposed to work with them. You see that when you work with different orders, with supplies, and when you work with different addresses, somehow you can actually experience different problems, but now it is not the case. You just need to click once and to use just one single function to do that, and so you can do it right from the screen of your computer.
Мы буквально последние. Тоже классно.
The last
К нам обращались и просили сделать
list.
цену конечную, да?
Yes, I can see the final price that I'm supposed to pay. I can do it, but at the same time I cannot go back and change the order that I actually asked for. So it's not going to be the case anymore. It's going to be done a little bit different. I think that this is one of the most important updates in back office. You know that our bonuses depend on our turnover. Now it is even simpler than we expected it to be.
Наверное, вы думаете сейчас, ну что, сейчас
Probably now you think that, well, they will promise something and we do not know when they will make their promise come true. No, everything is ready. All the renewals are going through final testings and they will be available the day after.
спасибо. Ну, на самом деле,
So, actually, whatever I have told you
верхушка того
is related only to the top of the iceberg which we prepared for you. Are you ready?
Спасибо. Основная тема нашего
The main topic of our theme is absolutely a new back office. Absolutely new. Nothing like this exists in the world and will never ever be.
А вот здесь
And here we see a new slide. And may I make a small introduction? Yesterday I was present here, and that is an incredible show. And I was so much impressed with this level of energy. And I promised myself that I will share all the secrets of the new back office, all the renewals. And it's not by scenario. Well, the back office that we are using right now, this is the instrument that we are using, the instrument to earn money. It works for 10 years already, and it grows together with the growth of the company. The functional, which adds and relate to each other, which we keep on improving, and at one wonderful moment we realized that the improvements we cannot reach the result that we would like to have. We cannot cope with the growth of the company. And the only thing that we could invent to make something totally new, totally different from what has been before. Oh, this means that our work, like putting nails, you can use a stone to put the nails inside, or you can use something else, or hammer. And how many nails can we fit? And maybe it will be stronger, but we will not be able to do it in a good quality. But what if we took something automatic instead of a stone, and with the help of this tool we would be able to make more nails, and it would be great to get this instrument instead of a stone. And we also thought like this, and thus we got an idea of absolutely new back office. Well, you can see today some basic things. Of course, we will not be able to show you everything, but some things you'll be able to see right now. These are totally exclusive things, and I'm very happy that I can share this information with you from this stage today. And another thing, in many companies, IT department is somehow detached from what's happening, and they are just doing what they're told. I'm very happy that in APL the initiative, the complete control of all the developments is done not just for this to happen, but with immediate participation of the president of the company. That means that initiatives, complete care of the process is accompanied by our leader, Sergei Sergeyevich. And that really inspires. It's really great.
APL. Компания в стиле Gold.
APL is a gold-style company. Thank you. I'm sorry for the small introduction. Let's get back to the presentation. I would like to know, we use back office, and I reach there 50 times a day, as well as you do, and I would like to ask the audience, I would like to ask you, dear guests, how do you enter? Which way do you enter? And it's not that you use your personal computer. Raise your hands that you use only your home computer. Well, and now raise your hands those who use smartphones most often. So we were ready to see this response, and we have prepared the screens of new back office, namely for mobile version. We believe that we should be with the time and perform the work on the way in the Go style, and the mobile platform will make it possible for us.
Первое, что я хотел сказать, это новая стилистика,
This is a new style, new color. Why we chose orange? Well, we decided that we divide partner part, that means the tool of our working tools, from the website where we see the clients who just purchase, who just buy. Well, this is the philosophy which is divided to some extent. And this will help us to be better oriented. We will know where we are and also explain it to new partners that we have a client website and we have our own tool. The next thing is a quick transition between APL services. Now transition between APL services is possible at any page of the back office. The speed, as I have already mentioned, keeps on growing, and that is why we supported this philosophy of a big speed. And inside back office, it's possible to arrange quick transitions to popular parts. The most important tools are always at hand. And now, new tools, new graphs, that's what we have waiting for us. The status is on minimal activity. And now we will know what's happening. Possibly we cannot see it properly, but it is added. Which statuses are available now, which statuses are not available, and what we should do for this. We have developed options for different situations. For newcomers, there is a hint that we should invite minimum 2 partners and put them to different branches. The view where only 1 partner is invited, and in order to get bonuses, the second one should be put to another branch date, since what other bonuses are accumulated if activity is performed not from the beginning of the month. Another tool, we have added the information about automatic order. Convenient visualization, you can see the sum of automatic order of your team and customers, the percent of partners who have automatic order. What to do with this information, you will decide yourselves. I believe that it is one of the coolest introductions, because there are lots of addresses how to improve this, and we hope that in new back office it will be covered. All the problems, all the addresses will be covered. Then top 10 leaders upon the indicated parameters. Now you will always be able to see your stars. These are partners who try more than others, and they will never be left aside. The scale of your business is in your back office. This is interactive map where we can see where the partners of your structure are. It's clearly seen where there are lots of the partners and which territories are uncovered. And I have invented that we have partners at all the continent and at all the regions of Russia. For upgrade, we have added scale with statuses. While adding goods to the basket, we see the status we can apply for, or we do not see as at this screen. If you have a current promotion, you can see immediately the percent of the presentation product. And also we will reflect the difference of the purchase, that is the benefit from buying kits. The partners will feel even easier to choose the most convenient option and also see the content of the set with the description of each and every position. This is very convenient for newcomers who have not remembered all the names of the products. And here is another. And see how to attract new partner, how to make it more convenient, and how to make it quickly. So now we do not need to send the link when the candidate is next to you. It's enough to show the screen of your mobile phone, and the QR code can also be shared, can be saved, or even printed out. You will be able to use this code. You can locate it at your business card, at your T-shirt, or whatever you can imagine. Also, we add a description of statuses before upgrade. Before the first purchase, it is very important to understand which status you should buy it for. It will help you to take a right decision, because we have description of every status. We have added more hints for the newcomers. And now every new partner at every step will be able to know what he can do and where to address if there are some questions. Many questions are already removed by the interface, and it's important to know all the time that there is support of the sponsor. I think it's really cool when you don't have to train a new partner, and when he enters, gets the link, and everything is hinted by the back office. And here is another interesting tool. Now everybody will get checks. Anytime you can form your check for any period and share it. Unfortunately, the format of this event and limited time prevents us from showing all the tools that we have prepared in the new back office. However, we have an opportunity even now to see it and even to touch it. An important stage of development of any digital product is performance of usability testing. We already know that usability is very simple and convenient. The usability testing is the check of convenience of the interface by real users. We have a big hall of real users. Let me tell you why we are making this test. As you can see at the picture, expectations do not always coincide with reality, even though when the solution is obvious. At this picture, the road is straight, but people still go aside. In order for this not to happen, it's important to double-check the easiness of navigation even before we launch. That is absolutely new approach, which has never been used before. And we do hope that it will help us to make new back office very comfortable and convenient for everyone. The target of usability testing is the assessment of navigation convenience for us to understand. For the new back office, we will not have to get used to a new interface for it to be convenient for the new users immediately. So, when are we going to have this usability testing? When the access will be open tomorrow, 9 sharp, and it will last for 24 hours. A small instruction how to deal with this. In your back office, you will have the link to move on to testing mode. There you will have detailed description. All the tasks are described, and you just go step by step and answer the question. Everything is very simple. While going through testing, it's important to answer questions honestly. Just remember that it's not the user is checked how quickly the user can get adapted, but the interface, to what extent it is designed. The testing is anonymous. You can go through this testing at a mobile phone. The mobile screens will be provided. You can you should do it yourself without even hinting each other. This is the most complicated part, because APL partners always help each other, and there should be only once. It's important to see the first impression. Well, looks like you will use the link, and at the link you will see the task, and then you will see the link, open the view, and you see the prototype of a new back office, and then you'll be able to see how the interface is going to look like, to push some buttons, and I think this is really a cool opportunity. And it's possible not only to see the new back office, but also to participate in its development. We would like to make it together with you, so that in development of this we would see participation of President of the company, IC team, and all of you. We will process all your responses and all your notes and suggestions, and we will prepare a new back office together with you, which will be even better and even cooler. Access will be open tomorrow, and right now you can take your cell phones, take out your cell phones. So everybody took their cell phones. So make some notification for you that tomorrow 9 a.m. you will get the access, and inform your partners who are not present here but who would like to be here, so that they would go through testing. Once again, I would like to reiterate, we have several news. The first news was related to renewal of the current back office, and it will be available the day after tomorrow. And also, in parallel, we have the work at totally new back office, where we will participate. And in order to do this, you will have to go through testing, which will be open tomorrow. Important information was collected at the slide. You can take a picture of it and send to the partners. Thank you very much for having listened to us. It was a very hard speech for us. The testing will be started tomorrow, but the slide said the day after. You have mixed people. Well, this slide is confusing. Well, the tests will start on Monday, that is tomorrow. Let's make a round of applause if something of what you have seen in the slide was really liked by you, and if you liked it greatly, give a big round of applause to these people, louder. This is your fire, your warmth. Applause, dear friends. Pavel, Nadezhda, thank you very much, and let's give them another round of applause. Yes, actually, big work was done, which is not seen by everyone, but we see it, we know how hard it is, and the main thing, that there are good results. Well, yesterday I told you briefly that today at this stage we will give something for something. I will tell you about this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today we will have a lottery of packages.
Yes, so inside we're going to have some kind of products, and the total cost will be approximately 30,000 ruble. But, well, we have to understand that it's nothing compared to what actually goes with this kind of words. So I just want to read that so that you can get full-fledged information regarding that. So, dear friends, hoodie in white color, catalog, beauty, USA, and also have a special thermal glass journal, and we also gonna also give as a present calendar and some drops called Happy, and and air drops. And in one single bag, that's how it will be presented. So we are going to have this kind of words. So we are going to actually do it in Instagram and here as well. You can use both sides. You can make a post and write, describe your emotions regarding the situation that we have right now. Don't forget about hashtag APL and underscore and write it's 2021. You can find it on page. It is everywhere. And you can also specify APL Go and some other words. But the most important thing is that you should write APL.
Совсем скоро мы начнем сначала конкурс по Инстаграму.
Instagram, and then we'll make the same contest but at the Facebook platform. If you copy and make the same post, the number of posts are unlimited, but let's agree that you just post a picture with a hashtag. It's not good. You should give some description. And well, you are doing this only to win. And let's make your thesis, your new thoughts, what new you got to know. We'll have only 10 packages, 5 for Instagram, 5 for Facebook, and right now let's put this to Instagram. And I told you about hashtag, about the prizes, and somebody will become happy owner of happy and winner and air, but we move on, and we will have a person who prepared a very interesting topic, and we invite Svetlana Razina, Ukraine, to the stage, curator of the company at CIS countries. Please welcome. Louder, louder. APL, more than business. Thanks a lot. Well, it's really hot here. Oh, well, for me it's much harder to talk after the president, number one, and secondly, because I do not have any good news for you, unfortunately. The people I worked with for last year, they know this. Normally I do not bring good news, but I will try to make my speech interesting. That's what I will try my best. So, thanks again to the guys. Let's applaud. And being a person, as a person who is dealing with working at the stage, I imagine how cool they felt. But if I may, guys, today I will remember you several more times. Can I? Okay, thank you very much. So, my talk is called Leader DNA, because I never worked in this industry, not for a single day. I live this. I believe it's very honest business. I'm terribly, terribly in love with people who are connected to this business.
So actually throughout my life I have been working with sales, and I worked with trainings and different programs, and I think that sales is a great thing and I really like that. But what about the problem when I think that our children grow up and try to sell different things, for example, credit or things. I've been within the sales sphere for 15 years, so it's very important for you to understand what you really want to do in your life. Just identify your passion. There are a lot of different priorities, and well, some people like to work with different goals. Will sometimes like to make speeches and to talk in front of people. But we need to open the box of Pandora and to think about our DNA. So what about people here? Do you know what DNA is all about? Just raise your hands if you know what it's all about. Then I have a question for you. So, as for the leaders, are we born to be leaders, or actually do we become leaders later on in our life? Raise your hands if you think that we are born to be leaders. And if we become leaders in our life, well, that is great. In fact, some people, they have this kind of trend, and they can actually become leaders. But it's not always the case. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand, yes, we have female business, and we also have men here. But please, raise your hands, men, if you are here in this business. This is quite a classic story with MLM business. Dear women, raise your hands if you are there in this business. So when women start to earn some money and men with a certain amount of crowd, they actually joined women. But let's go back to our DNA. It's true that we get our intelligence from our mothers, but as for our sense of humor, we get it from our fathers. And that is why it's really important to think about men around us, those with us. I think that as for networking and MLM business, we should definitely work on that, and we should actually work within this domain. And even if we don't have such people in front of us, still we should definitely think about ways to contract with them. We have a lot of things that can be acquired not just from school or from university, etc., and not just even from your parents. This is something that you can get from the situation here, from our today's event. So you just had this kind of video on the screen, and I hope that, and I think that 80% of the audience actually took pictures of the things that were happening here. But I should say that 40% of your partners, they will open this information that you recorded for your own self. 35 of them save that. And actually, it's up to you to decide and to shape the percentage of people who will be there to participate in your life. And throughout the last half an hour, we all together with you, I should say that it's up to you to decide whether you are a leader or not. Leadership starts with today, and just around your skills, your energy. That's how your success moves around, how it develops. I can see it right now. So the world has changed dramatically, and when I started to work, and I started to work as a coach, well, I should say that I worked with quite a different number of people, and people were absolutely different. And it was not quite possible to organize trainings after lunch times. And people, they were quite demotivated. Right now, if you really ask yourself, and if you think about training procedure, how it should be organized, what it's all about, we no longer want it. People don't want to hear us. And in most cases, we work online. We can see that, yes, we wanted to conquer the world, but before we actually do that, we will have to spend a lot of time to reach a certain result. So it's better to communicate with your team in a more frequent manner. So right now I have just 30 minutes to talk about leadership. And the second point, people no longer believe in theoretical knowledge. If in your work you don't actually do what you talk about, it no longer works. People no longer believe in that. For example, if we had right now an opportunity to look into each other's eyes and to discuss different things, so if you really wanted to think about the products that you are about to sell, you are dreaming about millions of rubles, but is it really possible to make dreams about that, to think about this galaxy, if you don't really have a product and you don't know how to advertise that? Just raise your hands, those who want to live up to the age of 100 years. Raise your hands. Oh, yes, I can see so many people actually wanted to live in up to 100 years. And what about those people? I mean, those who raised their hands. And what about your diaries? Do you have a list of things that you would like to do within a period of 3 years? Yes, so you don't have such a plan, but do you really want to live up to the age of 100 years? Who actually want to live up to this threshold and to be there? If you really want to this business and you actually enjoy things that you are doing right now, and if you really like that, just start with some small steps. But people sitting here right now, they just believe me, they don't actually know what they want to do about their life. And 7 years ago, probably they had some ideas and some plans regarding their existence. But I should say that leadership is not always a very good thing. Not always a very joyful, a very good thing. It's not just a holiday. It takes a lot of efforts to be there, to be a leader. And of course, it takes a lot of emotions to work with this approach and to work with your strategy, etc. We really need some knowledge, but at the same time, we also need to think about immunity. We understand that even though that we have certain problems and the world right now is quite close, we have a problem with the borders, etc. A lot of companies, they really want to unite people. They want to make a real difference, and to, even though that we have to stay at home, still we want to work in close cooperation with each other. When you have a lot of partners, a lot of friends, if you really have them, then you can really make a difference. So those people who actually met some new people there over the past 2 days, 10 people, for example, you have met some people, just raise your hands if it is the case. Well, it's very important to make friends. Just talk to other people. Say, for example, how is it going? What about your business? What are you doing? And we are not actually using those opportunities that we have, even though that all those opportunities, they are there with us, and we can do that. When I talk about all those opportunities, even though that I have been in MLM for just 20 years, but still I understand that that is a great opportunity. This is something that really changed my life. And to me, this kind of event, this is a super format, and I can see different people, and I think that they are ready to make a difference, and they're ready to work with different formats. So do this, go for that, and organize meetings. We are interested that right now people, they visit Instagram and Facebook. Why do they do that? In order to see the life of other people. And we always have a choice. We always depend on a choice. When we do that, sometimes we think, what about me? What's about my experience? Was I that successful or not? And all the people on Instagram, they're so much successful, etc. It happens, yes, from time to time. Just give me a sign. Yes, it happens from time to time. And there are some other people, they don't really care. Okay, I can see other people's experience, but I would like to share my news as well. For example, a car that was presented to me by my husband, etc. We are very much dependable on the situation that we have in our lives. But how do we treat that? Yes, the world has changed. How does that work? Right now, people, first and foremost, they live in a completely hybrid world. We no longer have a segregation between online and offline, and we have to mix those two things. And we have to change ourselves in order to be really flexible. We have to be ready for everything. Online, of course, offline is offline, two different things. And right now, we shouldn't talk about the markets and how it actually worked. You know how he actually did it in his song, let the markets be flexible for our condition. It's not always the case. And the faster you start shape the market conditions and the faster you actually take an active position, the better it will be for you. We need to actually develop and to be really modern. People right now, they actually choose business and they decide what to do based on values that we have. Well, you know that yes, we all have our souls, and every business has its own brand. And if you don't actually feel how you are connected with APL, if you don't actually send those messages to people around, well, I would like to send hello to our German company, and well, we can see those people are incredible. A German company, I love them. I love them. They came here and they made it here to our today's event. That is incredible. Thank you very much. Please take your seats. So you are brands of your own business, and if you want to be dressed in the pajamas, in some clothes of this kind, well, that is okay. And if you really want to come up to the stage and ask yourself, do I really want to be part of the image that I can see right now? Well, really, people, they will be appreciating you even better. So ask yourself this question. So what about my reflection in the mirror? What about people around me? Are they ready to take on more risks? As for coronavirus and this fantastic disease that actually triggers a lot of questions, we felt this kind of solitude. So the point is that yes, we experience a big number of problems. Yes, we're all scary and we don't know how it's gonna end, etc. But this thing allowed us to feel life a little bit differently, with a different attitude. And now people, they are no longer dealing with things we don't want to have in our life. And I think that our life and our interaction with partners, it should be also organized in this way. On one hand, we really want to make a difference. We want to work with the current context, but it's not that easy. So search for your partners, and sometimes, I mean, things that you are interested in, it's not always the case for people around you. And we really wanted to, several years ago, like 20 years ago, just raise your hands, those who 20 years ago joined this MLM business.
There are lots of you, cool, and who came 10 years ago, and who is here for the first year, who is just the beginner, cool, there are so many of you, great. So see, you have incredible thing, you don't have experience. So the more actions you make now, the more new experience you will have. And it's harder for the newcomers, and we can use our experience. And we are going to talk about the point that people come to MLM. I will tell you terrible things. Forgive me, Sergei Sergeyevich. People come not to the company. People come not for a product. People come for the sake of relations. And the paradox consists in the fact that they leave for the same reason. Did I guess? Great. So make it so that your brand, APL, would really be the opportunity that people would want to make with you for 10, 15 years, and they would say, first of all, conscious. And your task is to make that people should feel cool with you, should be interested to deal with you. And when you finalize your training or your vision, people would think, when is the next part? When is the next part? You, being leaders, should be interesting to your team. That's true. So, economy of our life super mega changed. 4 important, well, how to put it, factors. First of all, that is related to economy of influence. If you do not influence yourself, if you do not make any steps towards your business. When I came to APL, I remember the webinar. Seems like it was a webinar. Well, qualification of ambassador is the simplest qualification. Well, I was kind of frozen. And I thought, why is it so easy? It is so easy that it's really easy. It's easy, but we don't do this. We do not make ourselves closer to success. Why? I'm going to tell you a little bit later. It can be explained, believe me. However, the percent of the market is really great. I have shown the figure of the Ukraine yesterday. I am firmly convinced that we are quite few in the world. We are quite few in the world, and that is why we should make an influence every week, every month, every year. Economy of influence. Well, you remember the advertisement that were in 2000s on Tuesday when Claudia Schiffer was just moving her hair with the Head and Shoulders shampoo, plus minus $2 cost, and we believed. Well, whom this advertisement impacted? And when we had Christmas, a beautiful Santa Claus was wearing something beautiful, and we realized that New Year will be soon. Who was the victim of advertisement? Oh, great. Raise your hand who used different advertisements. Cool. And now, who is watching TV? Me too, I do not watch TV. But now, there are blogger influencers, and you know, my son is 13 years old, and I told you this story. I really like this. In Kharkov in June we had transformation, incredible event, international event. We had so many leaders from Germany, from Moldova. That was really great. And I sent to my 13-year-old son a photo of me standing on the stage, and in front of me so many people, and they are shooting me. You know, it's such a picture, for me, very important. He writes to me, Mom, I don't know, actually, I would recommend you to arrange like 20,000 of youngsters. And you know, these 13-year-old youngsters who, well, you seem to work to make your career, and they say, what's so special about this? 200 people are listening to you. That's so few. Yes, because now they do not feel the audience. They live in the world when they can do everything. They really live in the world when in 20 years old you can all earn millions, and they ask yourself a question, what have you reached by now? For them, career is not a value now. They have totally different values, but still they have these values. Why am I saying this? If you have fans of business and fans of the product, they can really become the voice of your business. In our business, of course, people are not always young, but if they are there, use them, show them, tell them the results. Do not treat about the products and show this admiration. You cannot make successful business with sad voice. So I'd like to repeat myself. Everything starts with us. The third is economy of transformation. And once we started talking about brands and actually about changes, if this does not change what we make, if what we do does not make changes in lives of the people, why do we have to do this? Why do we do this at all? If this will not be useful for anyone, if we do not believe what we do, if we do not believe that we will close qualification of managing director, and if we do not believe that one day we'll become a cooperative and that way to diamond will be stretched for 5 years, then why do we need all this? Why, standing on the stage, we tell the sponsor, I promise, I swear? Why? And that we do not do this. So ask yourself this question. How, well, what about tomorrow? How today I became better than I was yesterday? So today, this is more or less more than 10,000 speeches that I've made at the stage, more than that. Well, I'm really worried. I do not know how people react. Once you just tell something and you leave and you don't think, what have you said? Here is the thing. And what I'm talking about, you should study your competitors, what they do, study your partner. In art there is such a notion how to develop good taste. There is a very important notion. Do you know? It is called experience in seeing. You watch beautiful things. Find people who you like in business, sign up for them, see what they do, and start doing the same. You will not be able to cope, but you will do what you like. And then you'll be able to search for your own brand. And that is incredibly interesting. Not easy. I already told you there are no good news. And the last thing, economy of impressions. If people, after meeting you, have no this wow effect, you didn't touch their heart. On the other hand, not everyone likes me. On the other hand, I definitely find in business, in life, I can find my people, those who are truly mine. I know that they will not leave me, that I can trust them. Do you feel the same with the partners? I think you feel the same. You always know people whom you can rely on. And actually, to control organization as Evgeny Novikov. Is it possible for one person? No. But she's searching for her people, and people react to us. Only those people react to us who just feel that it is close to them. That is why I call you to search for your people. Not to make business for a sponsor, make business for yourself. Between 99% and 100%, this 1% can be decisive for your life. Could you help me, please? So here is the reason of why we do not reach ambassador within a very short period of time. Of course, time matters. But we are all people, and it's okay that we have some fears. I called it fears, but that is something that really develops us. And I can tell you about the guys who just had the floor. We could see that they are a little bit worried. But it's such a great and cool step forward because they have made it. Because next time they will make it better than during the first time. They will be braver, or maybe they will feel even more scared, but with bigger probability they will come to stage. Cool, applause to them. It was really incredible. Well, so when I enumerate fears, you can get to know your fears. This is the fear to start. Oh my God, what people will think about it. Why MLM again? Oh my God. I will not deal with this. They're so cool in the first line. And what about me? And did you get to know yourself? We all have this. In different spheres we feel this. And the second fear is the fear to continue. When you reach some success and qualification of corporate director, national director, and you see this carrot that you are oriented on, but actually you understand that you have to move on to a totally different level, that what you've done before that, just calls, just signing, is not enough. You already have a team. You should give something bigger. And again, you get back to, oh my God, I will not do this. I will not go with this. They're so cool, and so on and so forth. The third fear is the fear which is called the fear of failure. To start doing it or not start doing this. We're afraid of starting any business. And I should tell you that this is so cool that we have an American team with us. A team from America. Please applaud to us. Applaud to Team of America. And the leaders will also make a training. I admire this nation. Well, I admire lots of things about these nations, but as to sales, they are better than the best in the world. Any American can sell him or herself. Selling is something about them. We are not that much businessmen. Business was born in 1991 when everything collapsed here. And to put it short, think, oh my God, this is even better than advertisement of a Coca-Cola, by the way. So, when everything collapsed, we started understanding that we should have businessmen. We got entrepreneurs, and then MLM industry as well. So now, in this industry, we do not only make kind of business, we get a profession. Ella, with an absolutely sexy voice that is real admiration, well, soon will be with you. And we will compete with artificial intelligence soon. But if you train your skills, you will not have any competitors. You will definitely not have no competitors. And this fear of failure disappears when you do a lot of actions. Many actions in your business. The fourth fear is the fear of public speeches. I actually believe that in this business we should know how to talk. I'll get back to Americans. They do it incredibly because they have the system of education which presupposes that they speak a lot in front of people. Our system of education is just starting, given an opportunity. Before that, well, sit down. We have poor. And now we have lots of opportunities. So use your social networks, your partners, Zooms, so that to talk without any assessments. Just imagine that this is your training field. Training field. You train with cats, with the mirror, with the relatives, whoever you do not care about. And then move on to social networks, because if you go immediately to the social networks, there will be risks. But you should start right away. The fifth thing I'm going to tell you, well, the first alliance definitely know about this. This is the thing which is not fear, but this is a terrible thing which is called outburning. Or when we have a target and we are striving for that. Well, we don't sleep in the nights, we sleep 1-2 hours, and burning out is reality. Now, this is such a thing which almost every day modern person comes face to face, and that is why we have a new product, Happy, which will really help you to recover. By the way, I got this pill, thank you, very delicious. That is why I am so calm today at the stage, because I am after Happy. So, another thing that I will tell you, so we are already friends, right? We are already friends, aren't we? Thank you. But not all of you wants to make friends with me. Well, thank you. So, now I'm going to tell you the following thing. And being friends, raise your hands. The thing is called great. I will even start it. This is the syndrome of delayed life, of deferred life. This is kind of, I'll go to the concert when I have a new dress. Or we have opened Africa. I'll start learning English on Monday, because according to the horoscope, it says that it's a good day. Or I'll go to a swimming pool when it's warm, because now this is totally unsuitable condition for this. Or I will prepare my purposes later. Raise your hand, whoever. I'm not always about business. Well, some usual routine things. Yesterday I communicated with Alexander, who told me about how cool cosmetics is sold in Germany. I was thinking, why is it not the same in Ukraine? What should we do? And, you know, maybe you raise your hands who, dear ladies, a question to you, who spends $200 on your creams, cosmetologists? Please raise your hand. Oops. See? Everything starts with yourself. Love yourself, dear ladies. The syndrome of deferred life makes you farther from simple happiness that we can really get on everyday basis. And happiness consists of small things. And the last thing that I should tell you, the seventh thing, I hope that you have never faced with this, but you've heard about this. So this is the syndrome of somebody else. When I just study, but I feel that I am not good enough. Well, no, I'm not ready. Actually, Google this thing. I could have told a lot about it, but many people in the planet, 80% of people suffer from the syndrome of pretending to be somebody else. We cannot be good enough, but we can really be absolutely real. These are the people whom you will face in business. They are divided into 3 categories. The first one is dreamer, and this is a big guy who is dreaming, and the dreamers are super incredible. As to our leaders, well, they often deceive us. They say, okay, I swear, put your targets down. I dream about Seychelles, about the team, and they are not doing this. Work with them in a very constructive way. What we'll do tomorrow, what targets do you have? This is all about imposter syndrome. And a simple question, open your back office. What about your activity? What about the signings? What about calls? What is happening actually? And this is the way dreamers come to the second category, which is called beginners. So these are people who are doing and doing and doing, and they grow their experience. if you really understood what you should do in your business and you are doing it by small steps or big steps, your experience should be translated to someone. You should duplicate it in our business. This is really something sacred. This is really important. Start repeating after a person that you like. Start repeating his or her success. Sponsor, or maybe not a sponsor, maybe somebody else, but definitely you like this person. We must do things that we like in business, because if we do not like the things in our business, then we'll die out of dullness. And I would like to repeat myself. Happy business and successful business cannot be arranged with a sad face, unfortunately. And the third thing, the team of activists. These are the people who have result. And sometimes you do not have to tell them anything. Calling their names, we understand who they are and what they are. Dear partners, please give a round of applause to these first two rows of the tables, because these people already made a brand of the company, APL company, and they carry these two masses.
And believe me that the story of everyone there started with that very last row, right? Right, yes, it was the case. And probably it started with a dream. But no longer live your dreams. You'd better start living the life that you actually want to have.
Громче, громче, громче!
So let's give a round of applause. Thank you.
Она вас слышит, можно еще громче.
She can still hear you. Maybe you should be a little bit more louder.
Мне понравилось очень из всех мыслей, я выделил одну, которую сказала Светлана. Неважно, что...
So as for Svetlana, the most important thing that I actually took on board is that you actually have to understand what you want from this life. And if you have
Вот что вы сделаете сегодня?
an opportunity to write down something, what you want to do today, not on Monday or tomorrow or Tuesday, etc. If you want to do something, if you want to actually participate in our competition, for example, we will be given some awards, some presents. Right now, just take your cell phone and do that.
Да, именно так. Интересно, как переведут это нашим американским гостям.
So I just want to know how it will be interpreted for our American guests. So what are you expecting from today's meeting? And so far, while I was listening to this speaker, I just pointed to 5 major points. And I'm absolutely sure that right now, if you really written that down, you can actually make a real difference. What about the information? It's very important for us not just to give this information to you, but we really want you to absorb this information. I was listening to Svetlana very attentively. I listened to all the points that she mentioned. But what about me? What am I going to do with my life? Maybe while I was speaking, you also thought about some other things as well. And we're about to give the floor to our next speaker. And he never managed to be here offline, but he is with us online. And we will be listening to his speech. But before we do this, please, let's just stand up and make some kind of exercise. So 15 seconds, let's just entertain ourselves and
которые находятся рядом с вами. Кто-то уже начал зажигать, да? Оп, а кто-то просто так. Ну ладно, ничего, друзья. Давайте подвигаемся. Подвигаемся, поехали. А представьте, что больше информации сегодня не будет. И все, что вы услышали, это все, ради чего мы сегодня собрались. Круто же, ну здорово. Супер. Уже классно. Не откладывайте жизнь на завтра, на 15 минут вперед, потому что музыка закончится. Танцуйте прямо сейчас. Ну и по традиции найдите 5 человек рядом, скажите, дайте пятюньку, скажите, давай, родной, классно подружка сегодня. Евгения, дайте кому-нибудь пятюньку, пожалуйста, вот рядом стоят с вами партнеры, вот так. Я спущусь к вам, начну с вас. Да, давайте вот так, вот прям все. Вау, какой у вас большой стол. А вы дальше. Супер, передавайте друг дружке. Супер, прекрасно. Это была такая, знаете, небольшая связочка. Аплодисменты нашему диджею. Вау. Итак, прямо сейчас, да, можно присаживаться, настраиваться, распрямить плечи. Прямо сейчас у нас будет, да, мы будем смотреть на экран, и оттуда будет очень интересная информация от следующих людей. Внимание! Члены закрытого элитного клуба Diamond Flight. Обладатели престижной премии «Золотой листок» в номинации «Старт года» в 2019 году. Артык Мурадов отличен медалью 3-й степени за особый вклад в развитие компании APL. Их цель – зарабатывать 1 миллион евро в месяц. Премьер-директора Артык и Александр Мурадовы, Туркменистан.
Эти люди просто влюблены в MLM. И это их стиль жизни. Счастливая, крепкая семья. Оба харизматичны, с ярко выраженными лидерскими качествами. Более чем за 13 лет выработана стратегия успеха. Тысячи людей в разных уголках света обрели уверенность, достаток и роскошь. Сегодня у вас есть реальный шанс стать частью команды с исключительной философией победителя. Упускать такой шанс – неслыханное расточительство, непростительная ошибка. Девиз этой семейной пары – меняй свое мышление вместе с нами, и ты обречен на успех. Многие только говорят, а они делают. Встречайте влюбленных в MLM Артыка и Александру Мурадовых.
Приветствуем, дорогие партнеры компании.
Всем привет! Эй!
Новички, лидеры, топ-лидеры, руководство компании. Как же нам хочется
такое мощное обучение.
К сожалению, нас с вами нет, но мы все равно сердцем и душою с каждым из вас.
Сегодня праздник APL Planet. Это не просто день рождения компании, это праздник и рождение каждого из нас с вами.
События рождают лидеров. Каждый из вас, кто принял решение приехать на это событие, будущий лидер компании APL. Сегодня собрались все партнеры с разных уголков мира. Оглянитесь вокруг. Посмотрите, Кто сидит рядом с вами? Что это за партнер? С какой страны он приехал и какую цель он преследует?
Как же нам нереально повезло. Такое мощное обучение, такие мощные лидеры на сцене. С сегодняшнего дня наша жизнь просто будет обречена на успех.
А главное, APL Planet сегодня подарил новых звезд. Мы поставили цели, мы подвели итоги прошедшего года. И, конечно же, в будущем цель нашего президента – миллиард будет достигнута.
И мы начинаем. Сегодня у нас с вами очень интересная тема. Тема о том, что невозможное возможно. Давайте просто представим, просто пофантазируем на эту тему. Невозможное невозможно, либо невозможное возможно. И вот прежде чем вы зададите себе этот вопрос и ответите на него, давайте вспомним многие примеры из нашей жизни, которые происходят где-то рядом с нами, которые мы видим, которые мы слышим. Давайте вспомним тех людей, которые имеют ограниченные возможности. Например, человек остался без ноги, но занимается велоспортом. Человек ослеп, но может подняться в горы. Человек вообще не имеет никаких конечностей, но при этом может плавать, может сам себя обслуживать. Еще и прекрасные истории, где люди появляются, семьи и обзаводятся своими вторыми половинками. Ведь для кого-то это кажется невозможным. Для кого-то каждое малейшее отступление от того, что считается нормальным, это уже огромная трагедия. И тогда начинает казаться, что мир рушится, что все становится, что было раньше, просто пустым и действительно невозможно. Невозможно жить, невозможно дальше двигаться, невозможно достигать каких-то результатов. Но давайте попробуем с вами посмотреть на это с другой стороны, о том, что невозможное возможно. И эти люди своими действиями, своими достижениями, они доказывают нам это. Доказывают, что все то, что было невозможно вчера, возможно сегодня. Давайте посмотрим такой пример. Когда-то люди думали, что Земля плоская, что она стоит на китах, что ее держат какие-то черепахи, да? Но потом оказалось, что Земля круглая, человек полетел в космос. И это вообще казалось невозможным, что человек когда-то может туда добраться. Но тем не менее, что мы с вами видим?
What we can see right now.
Он еще и вернулся, приземлился. И это было грандиозное событие века.
For example, one of the events that happened, it was all about, for example, one of the events that happened on the 5th of October and 2023, we saw that, for example, when people, they were just taken to the open space. Before that, it was not possible, but now it became possible, and you have to train a lot and to work on that if you really want to make a difference and to achieve such results in real life. I think that we shouldn't just look at such big results. For example, in October in 2021, Mr. Kulikov, he sent our project in open space. That is not possible. None of the companies has ever done such things in our life. What about Sergei Sergeyevich? He created something impossible. He made an incredible thing, and we became the first MLM company who actually launched its product in the space, and I think that that is a real breakthrough. And now time is ripe to discuss such conditions and to talk about the results that we have already achieved. On one hand, we understand that many of these things that are not that possible, but on the other hand, we see that we have already achieved so many great results, not just in the business, but also in ordinary life. Right now, we understand that a lot of things, they are actually quite possible. And over the past 2 years, people who actually didn't participate in our meetings online, now they can do that. So the pandemic taught us to work in online format, and now we can do that. So previously we were supposed to work online and also offline and to be present. Right now we are quite flexible, and even though that we have certain restrictions, still we can work all together. So it's time to start from scratch. We need to work in this format and be aware of the fact that even though that we have certain constraints, still we have a lot of opportunities and we can work in a completely new way. Just take a pencil and write in your notepad what you want to get from this life, and say, for example, we have 3 major points, and then put and. Everything is possible in this life. Think about these simple words, but they really change our lives and they change our mentality. Make a little bit step forward and move forward step by step. Right now we have good goals and we have the right foundation in place. We have right people who know how to guide our eyes and how to work in the most efficient way. Of course, there are some factors that can prevent us from moving forward. For example, we talk about lack of gut feeling, etc. But altogether, I think that if we unite our forces, we will be able to move forward. And even though that sometimes we think that it's difficult, still it is possible. We can see some tangible results that have already been achieved. We just can do some ordinary things then. I mean, the way we usually do them. For example, we can just work in the park or just cook in our kitchen, etc. But we still understand that meanwhile a lot of things are being done in the most positive way. We are now in a movement. We are moving forward to our next endeavors. Sometimes we just leave our cars somewhere on the rain. We don't really want to go somewhere. We don't want to think about some of the problems that we have in our daily life. And that's also the case with us. Just think about that. If we are too lazy, if we really don't take responsibility for our own lives, then we understand that it can lead to some problems. We want to avoid some of the major problems that we have in our life. So think about all those negative factors, things that can actually ruin our lives. This is one of the blocks and things that can actually destroy our goals and our intentions in life. Well, for some reason you might think that there is nothing special about that. At the same time, just think about still some of the routine problems that you have in your life. We start to think about various options and about different things, and it's not always easy to overcome all those difficulties. The only thing that you have to do is just guide yourself probably into a different direction. You have to think about some other options that you have in this life, and once we are able to look into some other direction and to see some light then we will be able to make a difference, and we will be able to move into a different direction. But at the same time, mistakes are also very important, and if we have them, we can take them on board, analyze, and this is something that can help us to learn new lessons.
So let us find new ways, change the vector of your view, watch another direction, search for other options, and before a chess player would make a go, he would think for several times. He would choose out of several options. Only one, but the one which will be right. We should do the same. We should see several options and choose the most correct. The third unit is saying off. You know, what is the best motivation when all sayings off are incapable? It means to see and feel own success. Can you imagine? Looks like it's very easy. However, when we reach some result, when we start feeling that, well, I am beautiful, I manage this, this feeling of success, this feeling when we are on the wave, that really removes all the sayings off. Then tomorrow we again feel like waking up, feel like being active to repeat this success. But unfortunately, to repeat the success just like this, making the same actions that we used before this, it will not work. We need to constantly, every day, to get developed, to grow, to multiply our actions at least twice. That is something that will give you growth. That is something that will give you push in the future. That is something which will make you believe that incredible is possible. And when we see our own success, let it be small, let it be inconsiderable, let it be absolutely unimportant for somebody, but for you that will be a success. That will be the peak where you were able to overcome yourself, where you could overcome your fears, your laziness, your sayings off. And this peak of success will be the very starting point when everything is possible. A very cool theme today at 10th anniversary of APL. Alexandra told you a lot. I'm firmly convinced that it will help you in your future. Today I would like to talk about the basic part of impossible possible. These are doubts. The doubts that live with us. The doubts that sleep, eat, walk with us and all the time do not leave our brain. The doubts that arise only when we have a low self-assessment, when we forget and when we do not want to believe in ourselves. Oh, by nature, we are successful people. Each of us today already reached something. Remember your kindergarten. Remember your universities. Remember how you married. Remember how you gave birth to wonderful children. Remember how you grew them. You reached success. You are a successful person. Do not allow anyone to believe in your brain. Leave with the face, and then the doubts will leave you. For the belief to stay with you, change your environment. Your environment are the people who has to push you forward. Just put down who is around you today, who is working, and who has income, what they can change in your life, where this person who is around you all the time can bring you. How can they help you to become successful in this life? Well, there are lots of those who can recommend, but we should become achievers. We should move on regardless of anyone and anything. Our surrounding is 40% of our success. If you want to become successful, you should be surrounded by successful, rich and only positive people. Only in this case, your belief will always be with you. Today we meet lots of stories of successful people. People who made challenges, people who created, people who reached, people who, regardless of everything, became successful. people were reaching something from the bottom, and everyone sitting in this room is obliged to live better, has to live better, more beautiful, more luxurious. You deserve this. Just believe me. Believe in yourself and change the situation. When you come home, when you come to your regions, countries, cities, put down the list of people who are around you and start improving this life, because you should become better. I'm not afraid of this word. Yes, you must. Because due to you, due to your actions, due to your deeds, people who are going to watch you, who are going to surround you, they will take example from you. And they will believe that as soon as you are successful, they will be successful as well. And you can give birth to lots of successful examples in the future. Of course, when we started business, nobody believed us. Do you think that the crowd followed us? No, Alexander got lots of rejections. I couldn't invite anyone for 5 months. Everybody was laughing and they were thinking that it's just a business which makes fool of people. We often hear this, but regardless of anything, regardless of anyone and anyone's opinion, we wanted to become successful. We just did something, and we're doing it for 13 years already, and you know our results. You know what we have reached in small business. Of course, our goal is to become world legends of this industry. Why not? There are such legends, and they can become. And what is your goal? How do you view you after 15 years, at 15th anniversary of APL company? What are you ready to put down that you are future ambassador of APL? Who are ready to claim about yourself for 15 years old that at the next incredible, cool birthday, I'll be an ambassador? And if you are ready to claim this, make a challenge for yourself. Prove to yourself that you are cool, that you are successful, and the main thing, that you deserve this. Look at the first row. Who do you see? You see top leaders of APL company. You see winners. You see the people who once removed all the doubts. The people who believed in themselves, in their dreams, in their goals, and who made a little bit more than you. These people are among the surrounding the president. And of course, we are proud that our partners are among us. But we have a healthy team. And when we started our way from the Ukrainians, and when we met the international director, Tatiana Bugayanka, she told us that the package for 3,000 is not the package that Ukrainian people will join. These are the package that we need to promote today. And when that happened, Tatiana really changed her way of thinking. She really started inviting only people for 3,000. And today the result is visible. She's in first row. So when we put goals for people to become corporate directors, many people said that it's not possible, it's unreal. And we have people in our team who made corporate events just like that. 7 days, okay, quite recently. Or as for the Kiev, they made corporate director for within 2 days, and impossible is again possible. When we talk to people, you need to come closer to president, you need to become top leader of the company, became a national director. The first top stage, people say, no, no article, no Alexander, it's not possible. But again, we have facts which prove that it's not true. Irina Bradenka now is the premier director of the company in first row. She made national director within 12 days. And she again proved that impossible is really possible. In the same way, in the first line, we see a person from a different continent. Many of you are thinking, how do people make international business? It's not possible. It's not about me. But I can tell you, that it's different. Now, sitting in Turkmenia, we make a team together with Prime Director of the company, Maya Trofimovic, in America, and not only in America. Today, our structure from America is developing in Europe, in CIS. Yes, of course, it will go to Latin America, and Maya's targets are great. Maya proved that it doesn't matter how old you are, what you are doing, you can just come and do this. And today, again, the result is visible. Well, of course, you don't have to search more for examples. Our president of the company, Sergei Kulikov, proved that everything is possible. When he was 24 years old, he established his own network company. When he was 24, already being a millionaire, he performed what people are even afraid to dream about. He made something that brings us benefit, luxury and success. He created an empire. He created a strong tool. He created a team which is ready to create. And what do we see? After 10 years, the whole world is talking about this company. Is it possible? Yes, dear friends, just look inside of you. Ask yourself, what do you want? How am I ready to act? Am I ready to make a challenge for myself? Am I ready to dedicate not 2 hours, but 15 hours a day to my business? Am I ready to do the same actions that I have never done before? And Alexander emphasized that the blocks that disturbs you, leave your targets, make a challenge for yourself, and you are the future of our empire. Regardless of the fact that they are not here, they see everything in translation. And let's make a round of applause. Afghanistan, Artik and Alexandra. It's surprising, but somebody wants to applaud standing. I don't ask this, but if you feel it's better to do than not to do. And once again, a round of applause. Artik and Alexandra, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. I'm firmly convinced that many of you have something to put down in your notes, but the main idea is that maybe you have made some notes during the speech, but now summarizing, what am I going to do today? What am I going to do today when we have a lunch break? Well, possibly you need only 1 minute for something, one call, or just call somebody and ask how are they. If there is an event, well, I will call you back after the event. Maybe like this. Maybe something to be downloaded in Instagram, or share something, or approach someone, to approach an ambassador with whom you wanted to say hi, to express gratitude for something. Don't defer your life. Live here and now. Here are the people who are doing one thing together. And we have something to learn. Never be afraid. Even if you are afraid, do something, because your fear is inside of your mind. So, dear friends, we move on. Or are you tired? Tired. My poor, you are tired, sitting here, listening to information. I am so sorry about you. Who should I pity? Well, I'm joking. I understand that the brain perceives information, but we need to get everything. You feel that you never did anything, and now you will do everything. Do not do everything, but you can do just a little bit. So a little bit today, a little bit tomorrow. And the main thing is to understand where to move to. Because if you do not know how to lift 15 kilograms from the floor, how do you raise some 300 kilograms weight? But if you want, you will easily do it. Do not work too hard. Take care of yourself. And the brain cannot remember everything. And do all the actions together. Put down with your pen. preferably on paper. But if not, then your cell phone will also do. Are you ready to continue? Okay.
Подайте аплодисменты, я анонсирую следующего спикера. Обладательница эксклюзивного...
The owner of exclusive ambassador ring with 12 diamonds. Participants of all the companies, starting flight, participant of elite legionnaires team, owner of record number of stages, golden leaf in nominations, best expansion 2013-2014, best recruiter 2013, and the cup of success 2017 is awarded by medals for special input in APL company development of the first and second degrees. Gold ambassador of APL company, Nina Shashukova, Russia. Louder, louder. More energy. Thank you, thank you. We start working. We have very limited time. That is why let's move on directly to the business. I was told today to tell you about the way of the leader in APL. You know, my story is typical to those sitting in this room. This is the school, this is the university, working by profession, professional activity. These are attempts to deal with traditional business. And that was the way of accumulating experience, the way of accumulating maybe dissatisfaction as well. Maybe everything is good, but something was lacking. And this desire to change something in your life, is such a hot desire, which most of you had as well. That is why you are here. It resulted in the fact that the universe reacted to my internal request. And I got acquainted with the concept, with the idea of MLM business. You know, especially 20 years ago when I got to know about this, there was a very negative relation to this. And even now, sometimes I can meet this. But then, I could feel that if so many countries in the world acknowledge this industry, why me? Or am I smarter of those people due to the concept of MLM idea? Who is myself to judge that it is something that I do not deserve? What have I reached in my life? Salary, small pension, my pedagogical activity of 25 years, pensions 12,000 rubles. This is less than 2,000 euro. And you know, my heart reflected. Listen to your internal voice, intuition. It will not break you down. And regardless of the protest of my relatives, where you go to this pyramid, it's not so well. All this said by the press list related to this network business by many people, I got all of this. But you know, I trusted myself, I trusted my internal voice, I told myself, I'll be successful here. They told me examples, this one failed, the neighbor failed. I said, and I will do this. And I have made special settings for myself, which was mentioned by the family of Muradovs. I have made settings for myself, maybe not in positive, but I will do this in order to make you angry. I will be successful. Have you ever made something like this? So well, I went through this. So, today, the triumph of my favorite company, we celebrate 10th anniversary. This is my triumph as well, because here is my heart, here is my soul, and this is my way to success together with the APL company. What can one person do?
Together, and we cannot be all alone. Only together with the whole team, with the strong leader, all together with the strong leaders, we can achieve our results. Just like Sergei Kulikov, our president, so he can really make a difference, and he showed how to do that. Sergei Sergeyevich, together you are with us. This is our international leader, our expert, and his name can be heard in many numerous locations. We already know a lot about him. But when I first met him and when I just saw him, he was like 24 years, and I was so much thankful to him for the work that he has done with me and the support that he provided for me. And by the way, his wife supported him a lot on his way to success. She believed in him, she supported him, and thanks to this female support, this fragile, this soft, and this incredible support, we are here today right now. Let's give a round of applause to us. This is a round of applause for Olga Vladimirovna Kulikova. On the slide we can see right now Sergei Sergeyevich. Different awards, and it's my honor to give him another award, a very important one from the Russian government. Yes,
И достойное место в этом ряду занимает наш Сергей Сергеевич Куликов. Аплодисменты! Это здорово, это классно! Я горжусь своим президентом! Я горжусь, что я нахожусь в его окружении! Это счастье! Я знаю, что вы меня понимаете, разделяете это! Вместе со мной, да-да-да!
My points of view. Thank you. That is incredible.
Для Сергея Сергеевича нет невозможного. Кстати, от меня всегда очень ругаются, я кому-то показываю ему награду. Я сегодня скорее всего достанется от него. Ну, я так с чего же все начиналось? Как всегда, мысль вначале рождается, идея. Все начинается с идеи. Вот когда-то в 24 года Сергею Сергеевичу пришла идея открыть компанию APL. Мы знаем историю вдохновения этой компании, почему она возникла. В 2012 году состоялась
2012, we already celebrated anniversary of this company, and since we're running out of time, I just want to go through some major facts without going deep into all the details. So I wasn't there when it all started, and wasn't there during, for example, the first anniversary, and I wasn't there in a part of this company, and it happened in the city of Almaty. yesterday Sergei Sergeyevich said that during the first presentation they had only 4 people. Only 4 people were there present at the presentation. And then a year passed and they already had a whole audience, a whole room celebrating a very important event, important for the company. So Sergei Kulikov, he has traveled a long way and he did a lot of things. So believe in yourself, you will definitely make a difference. You will be successful. I assure you that is going to be the case. I'm absolutely sure about that. As for the first anniversary, there we already have our leaders. They are all professionals from Dagestan. Saida Adamova, for example, Vadim Radchenko, Madina Ibrahimova. They are our ambassadors. International Director Muslim Rashilov, National Director Gulnara Sirtera, National Director. Without even money and without anything, well, from Dagestan they came over there and they saw the successful story of this company. I remember that we also had leaders from Kazakhstan back then in 2012. I remember that I actually had spent only 3 months with the companies back then, but I remember that there was Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan, are you with us right now? And together with Nina Sirikovich, she came over to participate in this event, and she was there with us, and we were so much mesmerized by Glea Makhmutova and our national director. She left the company, and then she came back, and she realized that that was the best company ever. And Madame Kunurbaeva. So those were incredible stars. They were with us. Thank you very much, girls, for coming back to the company and for being with us. Thank you very much. Back then, together with Nina Vladimirovna, we can see John Vanetti, author of different bestsellers in the sphere of psychology and also MLM. He published a lot of books, and back then we said that we will never leave this domain, and we were so much impressed and mesmerized by Sergei Sergeyevich and by the work that he has accomplished. And back then we realized that we would never be able leave this company. But company is growing right now, and company is here, and it's developing at very rapid pace. We just scale up our business. The whole thing opens just a new horizon for us. We now understand where we are women right now. But how can we understand that? We can do that, but on provision, of course, that we just don't stay a little bit limited or focused on our own market. Participants of this movement, we can just go ahead and actually grow in different dimensions. It's very important to receive some feedback from sponsors. And during the first months, I'm quite a modest person. Well, I do belong to some Soviet times. I couldn't force myself to give a phone call to Sergei Sergeyevich, and he never lost the contact with me. He always was there to assist me on different questions. I remember how I actually organized that and how I actually was in touch with Sergei Sergeyevich. So on this way to our success, initially I was just respectful of the person I communicate with, and it's a very important feature. If you really want to succeed, then you have to your own life. I would like to thank again Sergei Sergeyevich. I still don't understand why a year and a half later I found myself on this. We can see that we can really make difference. We can really change the world together with all our joint efforts. You know, one of the brightest points attracting attention of people to our life. Altogether, we can see that we can experience these emotions. We receive it here together with APL. This is critical. And when we can see that Sergei Sergeyevich back in 2014, when he actually invited me to his birthday, I was a little bit lost and I didn't know how to actually work with that fact. That was an invitation to Maldives, and I never actually dreamt about such an invitation and such an opportunity to be together there. And of course I thought about different pictures, but me and Maldives, wow, that was something incredible for me, and I just couldn't put all those facts together. I mean, me and Maldives on the beach of on Indian Ocean, we were served by a lot of cooks, and there were tables along the coastal shore. That was incredible. So Vice President and Sergei Sergeyevich by our hands, by our side there. So he actually gave us an opportunity to see the world and to look at the world from different points of view. What I want to say is, let's just give her another round of applause. I would like to be at the top of our successful story, not just because we wanted to be, but because we really want to really make a difference. We really wanted to do something about ourselves in this world. We understand that we are growing together with the company. We are moving forward, upwards to the top of our company. So I am just looking at this slide and I see that yes, we are moving towards the successful story at the top of the successful story. Not just to show that we can make a difference. Achieve something this time. No, we just want also to look at from this perspective. And we want to really achieve something in this life and to get this award with together with the company all together. So every single award that we receive here, well, on one hand, this is just a symbol, but at the same time, this is a part of my spirit, and it's such a great honor for me to see that all together, we, together with all those destinations that we have already visited, Barcelona, Marseille, not only we have already achieved together so many results. By the way, Golden People, Dubai, this is, I mean, the picture that you can see that was taken back in 2015. Well, that was an incredible event. I'm quite far from all these technical things, but at the same time, we saw that we were taken to a super hotel, Burj Khalifa, and we were taken there in a super car with these super brands, Armani, etc. We were taken there, and when you look at those luxurious things, you understand how incredible is that. I've never, I was grown in quite a simple family, And when I had such an opportunity to actually to find myself in such a incredible family, that was really fantastic. So our leaders, they know perfectly fine. Saida, Vladimir, we were supported by sharks, by different fish, and that is a real fairy tale, but it never stopped. And by the way, some other events also in 2015 we saw 14th anniversary of APL Planet, and it was organized in Europe. A real fairy tale. So every year we have this kind of events. Opening of Russia Hello Russia Moscow Sochi in 2016, another event that was organized just to celebrate the anniversary of our president. Well, quite an expensive event, but I should say that he hired a private jet, and together, altogether, we managed to travel from Moscow to Europe, and also after that we went to Sochi. We, if I'm not mistaken, we stayed at Hyatt. Well, that was a full ocean of emotions. We had all those parties, and Sergei Sergeyevich, he said that you will definitely enjoy these events, and he, I mean, organized so many things. So just look at those pictures. They were taken back in 2016, and also 2014, 2015, 2016 APL seasons, Turkey. So we also had quite a number of events there. That is incredible. And I so much enjoyed all those events that were organized there. I should say that if you look just at the slogan written on the screen, yes, you can always be successful, but only those who invest in their business, those who invest in their own selves, they will always be successful. That's something that you have to bear in mind. You have to remember about that. So it's very important. It's like an elevator or something. You should be there and beware of the mechanisms that you can use in your work. So Sergei Sergeyevich organized even more events, more than that. So in 2015, 2016, we also have a summer academy in Cheboksar in Ufa. And here we can see the slogan of this event: you are not born to be leaders. Leaders, those people who made themselves. And he also organized another system for us in the framework of this Light Academy. So Light Academy, Summer Academy. We understand who leaders are. Of course, it's not very easy to become a leader, but at the same time, in terms of such summer academies, such events that are organized, we can really become leaders. And you can really become a leader. It is really possible. As for me, I am by nature, I'm quite a modest person, and it's not that easy for me to speak out loud about various things, but at the same time I understand that I can actually force myself to become a leader right now, and it became feasible with the help of this approach and the approach that was provided in the framework of Summer Academy by Sergei Sergeyevich. So yes, it was in Cheboksar in Ufa. I really enjoyed a lot this kind of initiative. I think that we are meant to be successful if we really wanted to help and to actually follow this initiative. In 2016 we also celebrated 5th anniversary of APL Planet in Moscow. So you can see my picture with dolphins. It was in Jamaica, and that was quite an incredible period in my life. In 2017 we celebrated a special golden period, and we also celebrated this event, Golden People in Prague. We can see, well, we were all dressed in costumes and in suits, and that was quite impossible.
So the 6th anniversary, the Caribbean, Miami. You know, the islands that are indicated here, I even didn't know the names of those, but now I stepped there, and the step of all leaders who happened to be there. This is Nassau, Dominicana, Miami. This is always really cool. There was no event that I've missed. Miami, the overcoming of fears, the 7th anniversary of Miami, Cuba, cruise, Jamaica, Caribbean, Cuba, Golden People at Bali, the birthday of Sergei Sergeyevich. This is Turkey, implementation of Go system, my 2nd award, my 2nd medal of 1st degree. Always Sergei Sergeyevich is next to me. This is a visit of the plant. We have traveling and traveling, and this is the 8th anniversary. Sergei Sergeyevich Polikov is a very talented person, and at 8th anniversary we are 8 years old. This is infinity. We will live alone and happy with APL company. He received Merlin Award, the most prestigious prize in the world of illusions. So many awards, where with such a person we should listen to him attentively and strive for success. Singapore 2019, Phuket, Penang, Malaga. Well, as usual, and of course I was impressed, as well as many of our partners. I have a feeling that regardless of pandemic, regardless of this online system, that when we celebrated another anniversary of the company, that was such a breakthrough, that was such power. I had a feeling that we are not in the 21st century, but in 22nd or end of 21st century. These technologies, these platforms, which actually erased all the borders. We've been to this anniversary, and all countries in the world have been there, and every village with the internet was there. It was so cool, and artificial intelligence was there, and teleportation was there. I thought, yes. Further on, Olga Vladimirovna has to think what can be cooler than that. But what's happening now, well, it was really great. Partners, do you agree? Yes, that's true. Forms, forms, forms. That is done by leaders. I cannot talk a lot about every forum. I just admire leaders who can take responsibilities and make these forums. I think the last medal that was received by Menzifa Fadeyeva, the lower picture, that is a really important reward, because organizers of all events in Moscow, that is done by Menzifa Fadeyeva, and ideology of leaders is ideology of winners. So we should remember this and know this, even when our hands go down. Even then, we should remind ourselves that we should never give up. So after bad mood, after depression or internal burning out, you should raise, get yourself together and move on. That is the result when we move on. This is dynamics, growth of our checks. So money goes to leaders. That is the response to the question. If you want a lot of money or even more money, just become a big leader. So all the acknowledgements that we have in the company, that was received by me. All the medals, all the signs, thanks to the company for seeing and valuing my input. And of course, the company changed the quality of my life. This is my family, my children and grandchildren. I have everything. I don't need anything, actually. And I'm doing this not for the sake of children. For the children, it's important for me to be an example. And now I want to become an example for my grandchildren. That is why I present them rest at the Maldives so that they would see life of good quality. What I have told you about my life, about my way to success, oh well, the same can be told to you, to the leaders of this slide, our national directors. See how many of them. Oh, well, I wanted to cover national directors, but that's unreal. They have proved that they can do this. Applause to national directors of APL company. International directors. The task of a leader sitting here in the first two lines is to create teams. And in order to sustain a team, we need to arrange right relations inside the team, so that you would be soul and soul, so that there would be cooperation, co-creativity. We have so many beautiful leaders in the company, so many partners. I'm really impressed. I always tell APL company is a concentration of smart, intelligent, capable, strong, interesting people. So this glance page of traveling events and so on, you know, I like much more what happens behind the curtains, because these are meeting with peoples. I'm interested in people. These are calls, these are, I don't know, Zooms, these are something that makes you richer from each and every person. If we bring light and kindness, we get the same in return. Do you agree with me? Yes, and our international directors who were welcomed yesterday, they correspond to their tasks. They create teams, and of course the most complicated qualification, the most complicated is premier director. And even though at this slide I believe that for such complicated qualification we have lots of our partners, let's applaud to them. A leader is a person who turns potential into result. They have made their potential to be a result. It's not easy on this way. Everything happens. Failures, disappointments, anything can happen. But our ambassadors, Golden Ambassador Evgenia Novikova, myself, Golden Ambassador, our ambassadors, we'll call them Emma Polly, Emma and Edward Paul, Vladimir Radchenko and Saida Adamova, Ludmila Deragina and Igor Grishko, capable people who proved how many rewards they have. Irina Tolstikhina, Yelena Bushmilova, the first ambassador, Kelly Vincent and Tima Morrison, such incredible guys. They're so cool, so smiling, super guys. And of course, our favorite Ayrat Sharafudinov, our ambassador. Guys, ambassadors, guys of the first two rows, we admire you. Admire you. You are so cool, so great. You deserve to take this rose. And the company proved, well, sometimes they say, well, network business. Even some small kiosk controlled by a businessman who can be derogatory, but try to reach these awards as APL Go company at the world level, world acknowledgement, and we know these rewards. And of course, I have already mentioned, for all these years, next to me, as my tutor, I had Vice President Alexander Mikhailovich, Sergei Sergeyevich Kulikov. My president is my support. My president is my basement. That is something, well, he is taking my hand to the top of success. And I'm really pleased with this, and I really value this, namely support. of such people makes you stronger. I'm so grateful to my tutors. Dear partners, I thank you. I thank you for being here. You are always in happiness. You communicate with people. That's so interesting and so great. Applause to you. Applause to yourself. And in conclusion, I would like to tell you, become the light. Become the light for yourself and your partners. That is for you to light the way to success for yourself and even more for your partners. You are the best. Thank you. You are super.
Вы достойны
You deserve a round of applause. One more minute. I have 1 more minute. I'm very pressed for time, but I would like to invite to the stage my first line, qualified line, who is already sitting in the front tables. Alessia Zeza. Well, continuing the doing of Sergei Alanov, she is national director. I would like to invite her to international director Nina Tselikovich, my first line. I would like to invite Evgenia Novikova, a golden ambassador. I'm proud. This is my first line. Zhenya. Well, thank you for helping us in our work. Beginning partner of APL Go company, already to qualification of national director. Alessia, I would like to give you the tool of business, special handsets. She continues the schools. And applause to Alessia. Alessia, how do you feel? Well, I'm a little bit at a loss. It's for the first time that I'm on the stage. Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here next to you. I'm incredibly happy that namely you are my tutor and you are such strong support. You give me colossal support. Thank you very much. Thank you. And of course, a person whom you know quite well, raise your hands, who knows International Director Nina Tselikovich. That is the best response. I don't have to tell anything, but I will tell you. This is a strong leader. This is a person who knows everything and even more. A person multilaterally developed for business, psychology, such strong schools of hers, but she doesn't have Apple Watch. This is so beautiful. This is Apple advertisement. They can calculate calories, calculate steps. Apple Watch for you to run faster to being ambassador. And a round of applause. Raise your hand who knows Evgenia Novikova. Zhenya, I am proud of the fact that you are my first line. This is such a strong motivation. You are such a hard-working person. You will never live in a hard moment. Hoover and Bali, you remember. A very simple person, very spirituous, very hearty, but a very strong one. I believe this is the master of cold contacts. We were at the restaurant at dinner. She signed a waiter. And that is Evgenia Novikova. She deserves iPhone 13. Maxi by size and Maxi by gigabytes. Louder, 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 ladies and gentlemen. My dear, congratulations, congratulations. We are truly the best. Do not be ashamed of saying so. Say it often, every day and for many times. APL is the best that can surprise you. I love you, and for you I will do many things. We'll meet after many decades. And Nina, she is always identified by a radar. She is always in theme. She can get in touch with her all the time. A round of applause to all of you, because if you are not a APL company, you wouldn't have been here, and Sergei Sergeyevich wouldn't have invited us. And the main thing, who invited you? You are not here just by chance. Somebody invited you, somebody thought about you, and you became and you will become millionaires. And I'm so grateful that on my way I already have 12, almost for 15 years. In network she's for 25 years, and APL company is 8 years. She's 8 years in APL company. We met 20 years ago. Never forget your friends. Remember them. They remember about you, but then they will tell you, why have you invited me so late into such international company, leading in all the countries? See how many guests we have. They see the beginning. This is just the beginning. And such tutors who help us to rise, they can, if you call them late at night, they will always respond. And I became the same tutor for my team. I'm grateful to all of you. Thank you. Ninочка, I love you. I'm grateful for us to be friends for 20 years, and we are friends for so many years. Thank you. Thanks to everyone. Thank you, Sergei Sergeyevich. Nina, I love you. You are my dear and the best friend. I suggest that the three of you hug Nina Shushukova. Let's applaud, dear friends. 1 minute, one more minute. Dear friends, upstairs, you are so cool. When I look at you, how many equipment you have, and you manage it so skillfully. I admire you. A round of applause to you. Guys who were talking, IT department, Pavel and Nadezhda, I listened to you. I thought, our young people are so talented. They are so clever, so smart. They just push the buttons, and we're so happy to work. A round of applause to them. And of course, to everyone who was standing at this stage yesterday, at the end of the day. Such a great team. You know, they are professionals, the dancers. I was watching, I couldn't even blink my eyes, and they have already changed 5 movements. That is the speed of modern world. This is the youngsters of modern world. They say youngsters is bad. I admire these young people who was at the stage. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Nina. Let's give another round of applause. So, while we continue these hugs, I would like to remind you that right now we will have a lottery of 5 packages among the publications that you've made to Instagram with the hashtag APL Planet 2021. If somehow you have prepared a text but you haven't downloaded, you have 30 seconds. Please put to the screen our publications in Instagram at the hashtag and see how many real publications are there, if at all. So, dear friends, so let us see, well, let us see just for now how many of them are there. If you recognize your own, let's make a round of applause that for us to know that it's really yours. Well, not bad, not bad.
Да, нам нужно понимать.
We should understand we have only three issues. We do not make it right, left, we'll scroll. Okay, let's together imagine how we're going to do this. Please to the very beginning, and we'll do the countdown in the following way. Let's first of all choose at which line, well, which line, right, central or left? So let's start from the right one. We will see the one on the right, that is that one. And now we make a lottery for the first lot, and I'm not going to watch for that, to be honest, but I will be making reports. 1, 2, 3, stop, and we'll scroll down. Agree? We start. 3, 2, 1, stop.
No.
So what we can see right now on the screen? Yes, we can see this picture right now. Okay. Who is there? Alina. Alina Rataro, 24. So let's just choose this post, and if there is a hashtag, then we will follow this link. It's not visible. Alina, with us today or not? Louder, louder.
Я вас поздравляю.
My congratulations.
Первый лот.
And the first lot.
Да, я предлагаю вручить сразу вам первый лот.
We can see right now that we have a special award and ceremony, and it should be given right now to Alina. Let's give a round of applause to Alina. So let's just share this intrigue that what about APL? What kind of presents do we have there? Yes, we can see it right now, this card. My congratulations again.
Провожаю вас в зал. Итак, хорошо. Давайте опять поднимемся.
And now,
закрываем. Возвращаемся наверх.
Let's go a little bit up.
Так, да. Теперь давайте центральный. Центральный. Договорились? Прям по центру, когда говорит стоп.
And now let's just look at some other posts that we have, and just choose some of the central posts that are there.
Можно делать вверх-вниз, не обязательно.
Let's do it. You can go up or you can go down. Up to you to decide. So 3, 2, 1.
Стоп! Ну, получилось. Ох ты, смотрите, смотрите. Так, кто это? Кто это? Посмотрите, кто? Ирина.
So who is there? Who was the winner? Irina Petrovskaya. Irina Petrovskaya with us today. So let's invite her to the stage. I think that we can definitely invite her here. Let's show this picture once again, and let's give a round of applause to Irina.
Еще раз вам поздравления, и продолжаем, как говорится. Спасибо огромное. Левый столбик. Левый столбик можно крутить вверх-вниз. Итак, готовы? Предлагаю сделать всем обратный отсчет. Поехали. 4.
So 4.
Понятно. 3.
3.
2. Давайте еще там вверх-вниз, вверх-вниз, вверх-вниз. Делаем. Интрига накаляется. 1. Стоп!
2, 1. Stop.
Итак, это Раиса Корчагаева. Раиса Корчагаева, вы здесь? Раиса Корчагаева.
So right now we have this point with Raisa.
Раиса, добрый день, мы вас поздравляем.
So our congratulations, you are here with us today. That is wonderful. And now we are moving forward. Perhaps some other people.
Супер. Так, давайте опять по центру. Опять по центру. И обратный отсчет. Поехали. 5. Начнем с 5. 4. Давайте там листаем.
So how we should proceed with that? Should we count from 5 to 1? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop.
По центру. Так. Так, что это? Это видео. Это видео. Не воспроизводится видео, да, у нас? Печально, жалко.
Can we play the video that is meant to be here?
Еще? Переигрываем? Что? Почему переигрываем? Я тоже не понимаю. Есть видео.
So there is a video. Okay, great.
Или просто хэштег поставить. Да, нужно было что-то...
Is there just a hashtag or a real video?
Что-то. Павел Глоба, почетный гость. Да, приятно. Павел Глоба был. Итак, кто это у нас?
So who is there?
Кто? Не вижу. Сделайте, увеличьте, пожалуйста. Я не вижу, кто это у нас. И... Надежда Охотник.
Надежда Охотник.
Друзья! Надежда Охотник.
Надежда Охотник.
Выбегает.
She is with us right now.
И просто-напросто забирает. Пиф-паф, ой-ой-ой. Павел Глоба.
So there is a person who actually can be with us with our team together with Pavel Globa, and not only. Let's give a round of applause to her.
Волнение перекрывает эмоции радости. Давайте поаплодируем, друзья. Я не знаю, почему вы, но это вы. Молодец. Вы молодец. Фото на память. Вы сегодня выложили? Так вот это все не случайно. Случайность не случайная. Аплодисменты, друзья. Яркин, дальше. Так, хорошо. Правый столбик, давайте. Окей.
So it happened quite by accident, but she is one of the winners right now.
Давайте так.
What else can we do right now?
Сейчас мы, у нас еще два подарка осталось. Сейчас мы будем выбирать в линии.
Right now we are going to choose some of the leaders.
Не по столбикам, а вот мы сейчас выбираем линию.
We are going to select the most interesting people here.
Которая целиком у нас попадает в кадр. Вот из нее мы выбираем самую-самую. Вот, например, вот первая линия, ну, явно, да, самая сочная.
Starting from the first lane.
Вот по такому же принципу.
And then we will just move forward.
Поехали, скроллим линию.
So let's move forward.
Отлично, давайте. 5, 4,
4,
3,
3, 2,
1.
And here we can see the final result that we would like to receive.
Давайте сделаем проще по вашим голосованиям, чтобы вы тоже чувствовали, что сегодня предвзято здесь. Итак, левая там пара на фоне триумфа, потом вот...
We can see this picture on the left-hand side. I mean, this couple triumph.
Кто за правую?
Who is going to vote for the left-hand side and for the right-hand side? We need to understand. Left-hand side,
За центральную,
central hand,
за правую.
and right-hand side.
Хорошо, осталось левая и правая. Итак, кто за левую?
So, left and right. Let's make a difference and let's choose between the two. Left, right.
Победила правая, друзья! Кто за
So, right-hand side is apparently the leader.
Witam serdecznie. Zniknęła mi transmisja. Czy to coś się skończyło?
Nie, no to ma trwać jeszcze do 5.
Ja wiem,
To
ale może
wcześniej.
przerwa jest, bo coś...
Nie wiem.
Może jakaś usterka techniczna mała.
Zaraz jeszcze raz. No, muszę... Moment. Spróbuję... Aha. Okej.